I never forget the day I saw the look of pure hatred in the eyes of a grieving widow, only to realize she wasn't grieving at all. I grew up in a small village in Nigeria. My family lived next door to a wealthy, disabled man named Baba Olawale. He was a successful businessman who made his fortune before a tragic accident left him paralyzed from the waist down. Baba Olawale's wife, Iya Funke, was rarely seen taking care of him. She'd often leave him alone for hours, sometimes even days. The villagers whispered about her infidelity, how she had lovers on the side. One day, Baba Olawale hired a kind-hearted helper named Nneoma to care for him. She was patient, gentle, and attentive. Over time, Baba Olawale's condition improved slightly, and he began to smile again. As I watched from our compound, I noticed something remarkable. Baba Olawale and Nneoma grew closer. They'd laugh together, and she'd read to him for hours. It was clear he'd fallen deeply in love with her. Iya Funke noticed it too. Her visits became less frequent, and when she did come, the tension was palpable. She'd argue with Baba Olawale, demanding money and cars. Months passed, and Baba Olawale's health declined. Nneoma remained by his side, caring for him tirelessly. One fateful morning, Baba Olawale passed away. His funeral was held in his grand mansion, with the whole village in attendance. As the will was read, the room fell silent. Baba Olawale left everything, his businesses, properties, and wealth, to his only child, a daughter, and Nneoma. Iya Funke received nothing. The look on Iya Funke's face was terrifying, a mix of shock, anger, and hatred. She stormed out of the mansion, vowing to contest the will. As the mourners dispersed, I approached Nneoma. She was calm, almost serene. "I'm sorry for your loss," I said. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. "He was my everything. He showed me love and kindness when no one else would." Suddenly, Iya Funke reappeared, her eyes blazing with fury. "You think you've won, don't you?" she spat at Nneoma. "But you'll never have peace. You'll never enjoy that wealth." Nneoma didn't flinch. As I watched the unfolding drama, I realized that Baba Olawale's love for Nneoma was genuine. He'd found happiness in his final days, and that's what unsettled Iya Funke the most. The next day, strange occurrences began happening in the village. Tools would go missing, food would spoil, and livestock fell ill. People whispered about Iya Funke's curses, how she'd sought the help of a dark juju priest. Nneoma remained in the mansion, surrounded by Baba Olawale's wealth. But at night, the villagers heard strange noises, whispers, creaks, and unexplained footsteps. Some say Nneoma still lives there, trapped by the curse of the forgotten husband. Others claim to have seen Baba Olawale's ghost, watching over Nneoma, protecting her from Iya Funke's wrath. I don't know what's true, but one thing's certain, that look of hatred on Iya Funke's face haunts me to this day. I've received messages asking about Nneoma's well-being. Last I heard, she's still living in the mansion, but the villagers avoid her. Some say she's changed, that the wealth and the curse have consumed her. I visited the village last month. The mansion's gates were locked, and the windows were boarded up. The villagers refused to talk about Nneoma or the curse. Something's not right. I'll never set foot in that village again.